Avery and Omar, your time has come. This one is so highly requested. Avery, 19 from Ohio, meets Omar, 24 from Syria, on a Muslim dating app. Around 18, Avery decided to convert to Muslim, and she has gone full force into it, learning some Arabic, really learning the culture, really learning the religion. She met him on this app, and they started talking, and after a month of talking, they became engaged, which seems so fast, but I just feel like if you know, you know, and this is one of those couples, like, they just knew. But of course, Avery's family, and as a mom myself, I understand some of the points her mom was making, but her mom is her biggest hater. Point blank. Her mom had a negative comment to say at every turn, and her little brother, who I'm not going to hate on because he is a child, but whatever the mom was saying was going in that boy's ears and out his mouth because he was a hater too. Her mom insists to go to Lebanon to meet Omar, and if you know anything about Syria, like, obviously she can't go there and he can't come here because of the turmoil, so they decide to go to Lebanon and meet up, and her mom's like, I'm coming too. She's trying before they go to teach her mom some Arabic words, just some common phrases and things, so that, what if her mom gets separated from her? She doesn't speak the language. Her mom's like, no, I'm an American. When they go to Lebanon, Avery does plan to get married to Omar very quickly because obviously they got to apply for these visas, and coming from Syria, it's going to take quite some time to get approved for a visa for him to come to the US from Syria. And Avery's mom doesn't know it, but she plans to move to Syria while they wait for his visa, which I know, like I said, as a mom, that like makes me cringe because I just know how dangerous it is there. And it would be terrifying, but I also know that my daughter, I raised her well enough to be smart. They arrive in Lebanon, Avery and her mom, and it's so funny because when she meets Omar, the song that they're playing is something about kissing, but in his culture, Muslim culture, they don't kiss until they're married. So it was like funny that they were playing that song while they were meeting. In his culture, it's customary to bring gifts for the people that you're visiting with. If Avery's mom had taken 2 seconds to listen to something Avery had said, then maybe she would have brought a gift and not been embarrassed. But Omar did bring a gift for Avery and for Avery's mom, which her mom was like, oh my God, I didn't know. Well, maybe you should have done some Google searching. Your daughter sure did, because Avery, of course, brought a gift for her future husband. So they go wedding dress shopping, because like I said, Avery and Omar plan to get married. And the mom is just so snarky at every turn she can get. She's so rude and condescending and culturally insensitive. But anyway, I learned 2 words, right? So halal, a halal dress means that, it's covering, it's good. Haram means bad, like it's like inappropriate. So I just thought that was funny. 2 words I learned. After they pick out a wedding dress, which she looks beautiful in anything. Avery is honestly so naturally stunning. She just has the most perfect face. But I digress. After they go to the dress shopping, they go out to eat, and the mom's like, oh, let's get some drinks, let's celebrate. Muslims don't drink. And she knows that. Her daughter has told her that multiple times. She's like, come on, Avery, remember before you converted, you used to drink all the time. How rude and just condescending. And her mom starts just Googling hateful rhetoric about Syrian people, about Muslims, just all the nasty things that you can find about the culture. She's gonna start spewing it instead of actually getting to know Omar and his beliefs and what he believes, or understanding what her daughter believes and all of that. No, she's just gonna Google a bunch of stuff and just be like, well, you BEAT women. The wedding day comes, but it doesn't happen because Omar dropped the ball. He thought he could just go out the way of the wedding and get a sheikh and a venue and all that stuff, but no, you can't because it's a weekend and they apparently aren't there. They're running all over town. They're going to the mosque. Is this mosque? Yes, they go to a mosque, and the mom has to put on head coverings because it's the culture, it's the religion, and she looks like E.T. It's funny pictures. Now through this, Omar does worry about her safety and her comfortability in Syria. I don't know the word for that. But he's just worried about her coming to Syria, and she's like, I want to at least try. Like, I'm doing my research, I want to at least try. And I don't honestly think that Omar would bring her. Apparently the region he lives in is relatively safe. I don't think that he would bring her there if she was going to be in danger. Avery's mom and Omar go to dinner where he talks about a dowry. In their culture, they do a dowry so that if he divorces her, then he would pay the mom X amount of money. And like she of course spits out like 10 grand. And then she just says a whole bunch of insensitive things. And then they decide on $6,000 because that's what Omar's sister, her dowry was when she got married. So it's the night before the wedding and the actual wedding. Like they found somebody to marry them, and the mom is just laying there, just constantly. Oh my God, he's using you for a green card. Oh my God, this. Like the dude is going to school. He's like a periodontist. Like the dude's gonna be racking up his own chunk of change. He could go get a job in Dubai or another country and move out of there. Like I truly didn't even think that he was using Avery. So the wedding day comes and they go to get married, and like the guy's like, oh no, you can't get married because you need to have approval from the court. So they're in a rush because Terry, Avery's mom, leaves that night. They have to get married that day. So they go to the court rushes it, like they get their approval, they go to the wedding. Avery's mom wants to sign and be like, what do you call it? The viewer? I can't think of the word for it. You know, like when you sign off on the paperwork, like, oh, I was a witness. She was a witness at the wedding, but you can't because in that culture it's 2 women for 1 man. So 1 man can sign and be a witness, but it takes 2 women to sign and be a witness. It's how they are, and of course that pisses the mom off. And then because Avery doesn't speak fluent Arabic, she does know quite a bit. She doesn't speak fluent Arabic. The sheikh stands in for Avery. So basically, Omar marries the sheikh, if that makes sense. And the whole time this wedding's going on, her mom's just sitting there with her snarky ass remarks yet again. Oh my God. So the wedding's over, they're married, and they go to dinner. And of course, they tell her mom about their plans to go to Syria after, and she's, you know, upset. And this is the only time my heart would break too if my daughter wanted to go to a country in such a civil unrest. So I understand that, but of course she just overdoes it. And then she flip-flops too. She's like, oh, I love that my daughter married Omar, but I don't like this. She leaves. Bye, deuces. Don't go back to Lebanon, please. You're probably not welcome there. Anyway, they enjoy their wedding night, which is like the first time Omar's kissed a girl and all of that. They seem to have had a good time. And they do have their little differences culturally, like learning things about each other. Some of it just seemed really staged. I really feel that Avery is one of the only castmates to have ever done enough research to go somewhere and learn a culture and a religion. So I think that whole scene was set up like, oh, I'm gonna be loud and crazy. Like, I don't think she is. We end their time on the show with Avery going back to Lebanon. She gets to meet his family. They are all lovely and they all love her. They discuss their plans on what they're going to do in the future because the lawyer here said that it was very unlikely he would get approved for a visa. And then COVID happens. But we're going to fast forward because I'm running out of time onto what they're doing now. Omar has come to the United States. They now currently live here, became a full U.S. resident. Congratulations. He finished school here for his periodontalist. He's a dentist. They bought a home in New Jersey. Avery was going to school a couple years ago for medical management, some sort of career in the medical field like her mom. You can now find Avery on here all the time. She's always live and she seems just like one of the sweetest souls. She's on here. She sells perfumes on here, which I haven't tried yet, but I think I might need to. Avery, what should I smell like? Their Instagram and their TikTok and everything's going to be linked above here. Go follow them. They seem like such a beautiful couple and I wish them nothing but the best.